Hey yo, peep this.
Yeah. This is how we like to do it.
God's gift from above the skies.
No lie.
Tune into the buzz while you get high.
The hitter, spread some wisdom so you can relate on topics of every kind to elevate your mind.
Listen, Mary Jane is not a drug. There's so much love in every nug.
New strains, they'll be the judge and see what it does. It's between the buds.
Watch this.
Looking forward to though for certain the growth in the cannabis industry. Hopefully, yes, in here in Ohio, being a big agricultural state, they start to actually respect this plant more. You know, I was at the botanical garden in DC, and one of the only plants they don't have is hemp or cannabis. That's the only plant. It's like, what the hell?
Oh, really?
It's disrespectful.
That's wild.
It is wild because cannabis is wild.
I mean, they wouldn't even have it, right? Like, how does that make sense?
Right.
Is that controlled? What could you even do with it?
I mean, they could legit, have a nice vegetative.
You're right. That's what I mean. What could you even do with it? Like, it's a plant. It's not even psychoactive.
Nope.
It's ridiculous.
We gotta change that.
Hopefully, right?
Keep fighting. Hey.
This is Scoops.
Damn. That dry hit is fire.
Yup.
Can only imagine.
Nothing but fire, baby.
Hey.
It's Cali Classic. Coming to Ohio. Ohio Classic. July 14th.
That's fire. Yo. Mind if I light it?
Yeah.
But yo, what was I saying? So, yeah, again, like, please explain, why people should, July 14th, why they should be there and just, benefits of them being present.
Yeah. Yeah, and the way you said it is it's community building, right? And normalization, bringing people together, giving business a chance to happen. We want to provide all of that and doing it all for a good cause with the brain tumor research, right? So combining all those things is a classic. And the entertainment side, right, outside of golf, like we try to incorporate different things for different markets. In Ohio, we've got a need for cohesive information. We've got a need to make sure that the people's voices and what we what we voted for and what we think should be a regulated market are heard. So we want to bring experts in again this year. We're going to have activations like we've had in the past as well. So we've got the side where you can come learn.
Yep.
We'll have expert speakers. We'll have brand activations around the clubhouse. We'll have DJs. We'll have some artists involved. Like in Vegas, we did a live artist in the clubhouse painting on hemp canvas and mushroom canvas.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so it was like cool. We try to incorporate that too. Again, this to me, normalization, right? It's like creativity, kind of all the things we've talked about. It's like that is a classic. Like that's the idea. It's like it's not just golf, but money drives the world. Like we have to pay for things, right? Yeah. So like there is an aspect of this trying to make itself afloat. Is like we have the golf and the brands and the sponsors, and we have all of that. We also have an admission to get in to the non-golf, but that's obviously less than the golf. But we have that as well, so we can bring the community together and do it, right? So we try to find really nice venues that that kind of showcase this next step for the business, next step for the culture, next step hopefully for the normalization.
Just entrepreneur, yeah, and like just for exactly the next wave or opportunity for like-minded people to do business and not be frowned upon.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
It's like, hey, because no matter wherever these venues are being hosted, whether I mean, hopefully for the most part they all agree, but whether they agree or not, I guarantee you afterwards they agree. Like, oh damn.
I'll tell you this: we just went, and this speaks to nothing but fire and the classic. But we just went to the Monarch Beach Waldorf Astoria Resort in Dana Point, California. This is the arguably the nicest course, one of the nicest courses on the Pacific Coast. Yeah. Southern California. Yeah. Waldorf Astoria, like top of the line.
Southern California.
And we told them, this is going to be sold out. We need more carts. We need more. They listened, but they didn't. And it was like, we turned Google Maps red. Like, I mean, and it was like Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, G-Wagons all out front. And then, and then we had 15, we had 3 silent holes. We had 15 hole sponsors with Jungle Boys and Originals and Cure Company and Top Shelf and Planta and LA Family Farms and Nameless and all of them. And Dutchy, and shout out to Terpene Warehouse and their gelato station. We had the ball launcher that launched at 425 yards, a rocket like a potato gun. We had an LPGA Pro you could play and try to beat on one hole.
Damn.
We had the helicopter ball drop at sunset. So a helicopter came out, dropped a bunch of golf balls out of it, and then the closest to the pin won the 50-50 raffle.
That's fucking
We had over $10,000 in prizes on the course. We had Scotty Cameron putters, Yetis, fucking new drivers, new bags, new everything.
Just scattered out?
No, like longest drive.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Closest to the pin, furthest from the pin, first place, last place.
From like, different
everything.
That's sick, dude.
So we really tried to show out and make it a great event.
Yeah.
But my point being, like, we go all out, and like these things are awesome, but they set a tone. Now we paid, we're invited back. We have they just what you said, like they didn't even think we could pull it off, let alone it was going to... That's probably the big, one of the hypest events they've had. The day before was the Chargers, event, like the San Diego Chargers.
Like a football team?
Yeah, like their nonprofit event was the day before ours, and it was on TV at this place. Damn. Like, that's the caliber it was. And, like, we crushed it. Like, so, like I was telling you, there was, like, 50 people on hole number 4 just hanging out, doing photo shoots, like CEOs just talking business, like overlooking the ocean. Like that doesn't happen for our industry much either, right?
That's
and like
sick,
that's
dude.
So like there's normalization on all kinds of sides, like trying to
bringing people together that normally don't even get to come together,
or let alone there for business
for what they do,
but for a good cause. Right. It all kind of leads to what a classic is, right? And like. So
classic time well spent. Hey, that's what it sounds like.
It is, man. And business does get done because you're spending quality time with each other at a beautiful venue, and not just some warehouse or not just some expo center or not just some, you know what I mean? Like, and those have their purpose too. But like, we try to provide something different and very valuable in its own way and worth your time, right? Like,
that's cool. That's dope, bro.
Thanks, man. So yeah, I had to hype that up because like we just pulled that off last week. Like that just happened.
You had to. I mean, that's hella growth from the last time. Well, since I first met you, and that's what it's about. Like when people come together, help make more people come together and do business, and then everybody is able to eat and win and continue to win and do business. Like it's just growth everywhere, and then it should just keep. Spreading on. Like,
and we want to bring that to Ohio too. Exactly. That growth, right? Like we want these waves to keep coming back to us. Like this is the flagship. Like this is where it all started. So that's why that'll come.
And for sure. And what's crazy? It sounds like too. Like I mean, with your story and just I know of a few other people with their brands or even, pardon me, even products. They've had to like kind of in some ways navigate away from their original state or place of birth and go learn in a different market and then come back and kind of try to do their best to apply it that way. What they learn or kind of be like years ahead and like, hey, this is what's coming, and people look at you like you're a fool. But it's kind of like, no, I know what's happening.
And that was for me again back in 2010ish. It's like there was nobody to talk to within 500 miles. Like I had to go to Colorado. I had to figure out a way to get there and get to Oregon and then get and obviously California had its own thing, but it was its own thing at the time. In a way, it was different. It was its own beast. It always is. Always it still is. But like it wasn't here. And like bringing that we kind of skipped over I guess that part. But like there's 15 years there between me starting in quality management in the classics. Oh yeah. Right? Like that's like just 12 or 14 years. Wow. So like that's a long time. Like a lot of shit happened, and like none of that happened in Ohio.
Yeah.
Right. Like I worked in Colombia for 2 years in Bogota and set up the first grow down there. I do the Humboldt Classic because I got my buddy's farm permitted. It's one of the nicest places you'll ever see in Willow Creek, California. It's 3.5 acres.
Oh, like a cannabis farm?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
one of the biggest ones in Humboldt. And so
sick.
that's why I go to Humboldt and do the Humboldt Classic and the Legacy side. And I mean, I've worked everywhere. And then I did the emojis and all these things. And so, like, there's a lot here that we didn't go over that created the classics, all that knowledge and, like, being to all these things.
Yeah, well, I mean, more than welcome to, if you want to share that, like, the origin or birth of the classic, if you would like to share that, we can definitely discuss that.
Well, thanks, man. And it was part of that, just everything we talked about. But like, you want to create something that lasts, and like, you know, you gotta keep going through these journeys. And cannabis is tough for a lot of reasons. And so, like, the classics are, you know, hopefully one of these things that continue to bring people together, continue to be a classic event, continue to for the right reasons and the right causes, and that's in cannabis. You have to keep evolving and pivoting, right? And that's kind of back to where the classics come from. Is like I've tried to figure out how to evolve and pivot through all these things. Like I was determined to do it from Ohio, but not just trap and grow. Like do that. So I went to get my MBA and like applied that to quality management, and then I figured I have to go big, or like we're going from Ohio, so like I need to go and like do the Forbes thing and try to do it as big as possible. Or like nobody's gonna listen. They're not gonna listen anyway. So that was, you know, pivoted from that to like the emojis, because that opportunity literally popped up out of nowhere. But from that, learned about social media, learned how this stuff works, and like that's helped me now with the classics too, and like you know, like all that, it just all plays into each other, you know? And going to Colombia was an incredible experience to see just so many things culturally, but you know how a whole other country operates.
You went over to Colombia, you said? Damn, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, and that was for the first license, Chiron. Shout out to Alvaro and the guys down there.
Shout out.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. They took when I showed up, it's a WeWork, like, you know, dude, like a half of that.
Really?
You know, like size office.
Wow. And
cram, you know, busy.
Yeah.
But like it's all right.
Damn,
I barely speak Spanish. I'm like, you know, like, it's like, dude, it's like get on the plane, get to Bogota, so Colombia, and then it's like get on this smaller plane and go on this runway that has a dog running across it type of thing.
What?
Wait for the guy in the white van, get in the white van, go 2 hours up the mountain past like bridges that have guys with shotguns they have to stop and talk to.
Jeez.
And then you go on this dirt road that, I mean, when I say dirt road, that's like a compliment. Like, it's like, you have to go 2 miles an hour because it's like, boom,
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 shit.
like the holes, like, it's like, and then you come up and there's this, what you can tell is being developed into a grow. And like, it was like, they were up to however many hectares. We had 1 hectare size grow at that time.
Damn.
And then we eventually shaded it, so then it like looked like a football stadium or like a alien ship when you would pull up, essentially.
Yeah.
But they built like a C1D1 extraction lab out there, and this is in the middle of nowhere, and it was wild. But the executives and people would take the helicopter, so we'd have to do that journey. But they would take the helicopter just right there. It'd be like 15 minutes, like up the mountain.
Damn.
Like, so, and I'd be like, oh great, I'll get back in the van. Like, you know, this is awesome. It was still awesome, but it was rugged. For sure, it was legit. Like, it was out there.
That's pretty fire. Really.
Yeah. So we did that, and like then we got the first CBD product. It was CBD. So it was cosmetics is what we had. Mm-hmm. We were working on the medicine, and back to that discussion on the FDA and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's in VEMA down there, so we were working on VEMA FDA essentially approval.
Yep.
But in the meantime, they had a regulatory, language that essentially allowed for CBD cosmetic products in retail.
Yeah.
So we did CBD cosmetic products in retail as well, and we shipped those to the United States right before COVID. And
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, and so it was like as far as I know, the first imported legal cannabis product from Colombia to the United States imported.
Really?
Yeah, because it was a CBD, CBD, but.
Well, yeah, that's still him.
But yeah,
that factor.
Yeah, and a minuscule amount in like face cream.
Correct. No, I get that.
But yeah, so that was a really cool experience though, for for sure.
Nah, that's dope. Hell yeah. Well, you know, I guess for the Ohio folks, you know, that are, you know, I mean, there's different. Obviously, there's different levels or avenues of the industry, but like this event is, you know, there's something for everybody from my experience, in this, whether you know, like at the, you know, in management or you know actually just a bud tender. I feel like there's room for everybody there to you know, grow in their network and just their experience. So I encourage anybody to, you know, try to, you know, if they're able to and not scheduled, you know, and have the time off, check it out. You know, it is July 14th on a Monday. So, make sure that you're able to, you know, either reach out to Bo himself or go to check out the website or, you know,
social, the Ohio Classic.
Yeah, socials on social media.
The Ohio Classic, Instagram, LinkedIn, website,
all of it. Yeah, there and you know, he's constantly you know, sharing either recaps or just, you know, giving people a heads up on what's coming next. So that's definitely awesome, and we, you know, we genuinely appreciate you taking the time to come from, you know, your hometown. That is, I'm drawing a blank, but to Dayton there. Oh, Saps, dude, Joe from Dayton. Appreciate you, brother, for doing that.
Hell yeah, of course, dude.
Definitely.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, but and anybody else too. This platform, same thing. Like you, like as if you mentioned, like you guys are trying to help and welcome to help build. Not necessarily just brands, but just people that want to be involved and help grow in some type of way. You guys brought, you know, even speakers that were able to come and network and grow with people. I still, you know, got a couple friends that I communicate with from that event. So it's like, you know, it's definitely worthy in my opinion, and it's also like just cool to you know, get an input or pulse from other people that work in the same industry as myself, but in a different state. And because you sometimes when you're just working in one area, you can be like kind of blinded to like what's going on in your area, but not necessarily how in other area or other states or areas is they're going through similar things too. So it's just like, damn. Overall, we just got to figure out something. Not just like my state too. There's a problem with just in general.
There's
the
infinite things you can fix, right?
Right. I mean, like I guess that's funny you say that too, because earlier I asked if there's one thing, but really there isn't one thing. Shout out to Anne Marie. Nah, she's an R&B singer. She's beautiful. No, she had a song called One Thing. Anyways, I do think you know, that you guys are onto something, and you and your team, like I said, continue to give you your kudos and respect for you know, just building a solid structure and you know, keep up the great work. You know, keep up getting this support for the cause as well. Like, you know, anyone dealing with suffering from a brain tumor or any other complications, and you know, anybody that's with a, you know, that had a not necessarily a hidden disability, but just a disability too that's not letting them stop them from you know, being successful. I'm not gonna say success because you've already been successful from just in general.
Trying.
Exactly. So,
which I appreciate all that support.
Yeah, you know, like, it's just, but like, hopefully, you know, this helps motivate anybody else too that like with some type of ailment or disability, like or even injury, not even but it's just kind of
overcame
like
something.
Yeah, like exactly, like it's don't let whatever you're going through stop you. You can, you know, figure it out and overcome that, and then to figure out what you need to do and just, you know, become that that great strong person that we all have it within ourselves.
Yep. Oh,
And I ain't trying to sound all cheesy and cliche, but it's just like legit. Like that's part of growing up and what it takes to be like, you know, legit, determined adult or a human being human being. Period. You ain't even got to be like an adult. It's actually cool to start it young. So like, you know, even with, like you mentioned, you know, having leaving and saving something for your kids or your family.
Yeah.
Like that's like they too can watch your you at a young age create a foundation.
Yeah, and overcoming this.
And overcoming your trials and tribulations. However they want. It's people who say. Yeah, so that's what it's about, man. Because I think that's the biggest teacher of anything, especially when dealing with life. Is like you gotta like bounce back. You gotta rebound. You can't stay knocked down. You gotta like get back up. Keep trying. Like we said earlier, and not to be like repetitive or too stoned, but it's just like, hey, it's so simple. We said it earlier, and it's so simple in a lot of ways. Like, just try. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just try to do the best you can.
Yeah.
You know, bring it to life, and I appreciate you having me out, man, and all your support for what we're trying to create. And it's been a wild, you know, journey to get back here, but we're trying to keep it going and do better and bigger things and bring a lot of those things I described to Ohio. So,
right.
I mean, we want it to be special. Like, we want to educate the market and bring everybody together.
And I like what you're doing though, as far as like capturing. And shout out to whoever that team is, to your media team, whatever. But the content, which is dope, because it's important to show. Obviously, there's different rules and regulations in different states, but you're showing what, hey, the same company or same company and structure or event, it can be done like everywhere if just
adjust accordingly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like there are, and that's the other thing is it's not a fixed. Again, being in this since the beginning. Do you know how many times I've wanted a license? I wouldn't want that nowadays necessarily, right?
Yeah.
And like because of the way things evolve, I'm like, and like, not having the ability to take this and not being just for Ohio, it gives if we can adjust and go to a Nevada and go to a California and go to these other states,
right?
Not only highlight that market, but highlight Ohio at the same time and bring that back because
right.
we're a new market, we're a growing market,
yeah.
so like. Not being tied to this, hopefully we attract bigger brands. We attract, we just worked with the best OG brands in LA and California.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you named some big names.
Like,
I heard, like
wild and like but to do that under the brand and hopefully bring some of that back to Ohio, right? Like that's eventually it's gonna come.
Yeah,
and like
sooner or later,
yeah,
they can't keep.
There's 12 million people here. This is gonna be a hot market. We don't even have pre-rolls. We don't even have
pre-rolls.
We don't have pre-rolls. Like we don't even have Ace.
Bro, what were we smoking on?
Yeah, like we don't even have Ace.
We're smoking on a pre-roll.
Yeah.
Or I said we got tents.
We got tents.
We
we don't even have combustibles. So like this market's a baby.
That's another thing. I'm glad. Well said, because speaking of the non-eighths and also baby market, there's still so much growth and room to like or things for things to be developed. But what's also interesting to me though, and I mean I'm gonna have to find it or maybe specifically look up. I don't know. I'm just joking. This is a joke, obviously, but I ain't taking all credit or anything. It's just funny because through conversation and like a lot of them, numerous, maybe some may be recorded, which I'm thinking it might be on one episode, but also just I know like I've had numerous conversations with people not being recorded about the allotment and day concept. Like I genuinely think that they heard not just my voice but people's voices in a sense of it should be a day allotment versus 45 days, because I've been hearing that like I think starting early June or maybe even now.
Early June.
Yeah, they're gonna adjust that, and it's like,
wild. It's high, and
I'm like, damn, that's crazy, because that's like what's neat. Maybe that'll help open up the industry,
right?
Because right now they kind of suffocated in so many ways.
That's the direction you want to head. I think
Yeah.
it's like you're seeing, you know, an opening, right?
Right.
And then, like conversations. We hosted an event on Thursday, and OCAN was involved, and we asked them straight up question. Yeah. Benelli's was involved. And you know, there was multiple questions in the audience of what's going to happen with advertising, what's going to happen with pre-rolls, and they seemed, at least from their public-facing answer, was that they see progress towards those goals as they get through the muddy waters of everything happening right now with all of this. But, you know, the talk is the expansion and loosening of those things. ACE, pre-rolls, all that. We see this new increased limit. So I'm not trying to advocate really either way. I just think it's somewhat trending that way. We can go on the other side of that and talk about the House bills and everything they're doing as well. Right. So, you know, some of that can absolutely be repealed. The patient's rights, what we voted for, you know, number of plans, you know, access to medicine, all of these things that they're trying to restrict are also happening. So,
even with our votes.
And voices and everything, everybody who's advocated, and like, you know, like I appreciate all those, you know, Cannabis Live report and everything that they're putting together. Those guys and advocates and the Tim Johnsons of the world and all these people that are there, trying to have their voice heard consistently. There's many more, but it's, you know, it's necessary because they are trying to do a lot of things.
Just trying to
fall back.
We gotta, you know. We got to teach the people that, you know, our office is their office, and not in a respectful way, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, because their house is our house. You know, because, like we pay for a lot of their existence, and not saying existence, but they're living. Exactly, and
you
we
contribute to it, and you're supposed to have your voice. The ability, at least, to have your voice heard.
So you gotta, like, you know, you are paying dollars. You should know exactly, like, where it's going to, or who to who, and what they think or feel about what you're dealing with or going through.
And maybe why? Because if you can trace those dollars, and you can see some of these people are clearly sponsored certain ways, or you know what happens. You know, what's the industry, and back to money, but like
money always it always leads to money, which is they say is the root of all evil. Sometimes, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, I wish money didn't exist sometimes, or I wonder how society would function. Because it's like you would have to have a trade or skill or something like that.
Yeah, or a lot of
a lot of violence.
Yes, exactly. A lot probably is.
Well, sadly now because of what we've been spoiled on, but
it leads right back to the same vices or problems essentially. Right? Like it's just reptile brain. It's just resources, right? It's just that's what it is.
See, I mean, sadly, in some ways, I used to say, man, it's population control because how they like set shit up. Like, but at the same time, I don't try to be too negative, or not say negative, but just like pessimistic.
Yeah.
It's just like because you can also, I've seen people struggle as well and make things change. You know, turn their lives around completely just from like their efforts and hustles.
Yep. And the voices even, right?
Yeah,
like standing up for something. Exactly. It can happen. Yeah. Like it does happen. Like things can change. So it's not to deny that and like dismiss that at all.
No,
right? Exactly. It's like that's so needed, but it's just the dynamic of the way things work is tough, and with cannabis, especially with all the things we talked about, from the societal view to the regulatory, lack thereof, and then maybe overburden some then on a state level, and squashing a market by not letting any sort of advertising necessarily, or I've had sponsors. I'm trying to create something essentially, as an Ohio business, and needing sponsors in order to do that, and having them denied. Or problems with the state maybe because of advertising. It's like, well, we're not advertising. It's a private event to businesses. In that logic, it's like you're stifling business. And just the way things are set up, it doesn't necessarily make sense. And not that we, have to deal with this all the time or in every state, or we don't have to deal with it. It's the brands themselves.
Correct.
Right, and so it's just kind of it inhibits growth, right? Like,
Yeah,
if you want a market, create a market.
It delays, like you said, the growth, which hinders all types of companies or businesses in so many ways. Like never forget how they some of our cultivators grew, and we're waiting on that switch, and some people, financial folks, predicted like a 4 or 5 times markup or increase.
Oh, on the raw material,
or
flour?
no, just on the business in general when legalization happened, but it didn't business didn't take off like that the way they originally assumed or thought. It was more 2 times.
Yeah.
So it's kind of because you mentioned earlier, we got state of 11 million, almost 12 million people, and not obviously not all those people are going to use it, but I think we're barely putting a dent in it with maybe half. Maybe, and it might be keep going down and down with people not renewing. Yeah,
and then they're going to Michigan. So so many people.
We're losing so much money.
So much money.
Business because of the way,
market opportunity and growth and the ability for more everything, more research, more access to patients, more data, more economic
more
development,
jobs,
more jobs.
Because there's people that are employed. There's people buying homes. There's people doing normal things.
Yeah, brand reps,
in the cannabis.
All of that, VP jobs,
ownership.
If you open up licensing,
right?
Look at states that have thousands of dispensaries that still last. It's you don't. You could do it. I'm not saying you have to. There's tons of ways to do it, but it's possible. You could give all kinds of licenses.
And not to keep going backwards we did do, but it's damn it, my thought just went away almost. It's almost basically you said it earlier. Damn it, I had it. I was waiting. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
No, it's all good, man.
But it's just basically fuck. Kind of just recite, or not gonna say recite. I lost it, dude.
Well, there's other market. Yeah, maybe learning those lessons, or you can see what's gonna happen a little bit, and trying to create something new that's different and better. But
it'll come back to me.
Yeah,
my bad, man.
No, it's
hey, stoner moment, but it happens. But this, it's definitely just like I said, it's a great opportunity for people to use their experiences in a different, new, developing industry, and also just learn, a whole new world or way of approaching. Just their respect to wellness in life, and I don't know, because this plant has changed a lot as far as my perspective in a lot of ways. And I know I talk to a lot of people, and I feel like it's the same, where it's helped them to kind of just be able to actually, whether it's find something on the creative side or do something on the health side. It's just cool to hear and see how cannabis brings so many walks of lives together in different ways, and there's people that don't necessarily have to even use it, but financially it's brought them together.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, you talk about. You're building a whole new industry. You're building community. You're creating jobs. You're creating opportunity. Hopefully, you're creating prosperity all around, right?
Right.
We have an opioid. We are in the heart, especially down south in Ohio, of the opioid crisis. Mm-hmm. We have a manufacturing industry up north that's decimated, right? Over the course of the past 20 years, let's say 30 years, and all of these things can be contributed to. It doesn't solve every problem, but it can certainly contribute to the better end of that. And from what Ohio does in economic development,
right, with
tech and everything else. Look, that coincides well with Northern California and what happens there on the cannabis side. These things,
right,
these things are kind of all lining up, hopefully, to come about in Ohio.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ohio, just like other states, it's taking time, and Ohio's, they're moving forward in so many ways, but Ooh, it's Skywalker. Yeah, that's one of my favorite OGs. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's good.
That's that Mother Earth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you want to light it up?
No, you go ahead, man. That's
Mother
okay.
Earth. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and we try to do, at Classics too, a little business too. We try to do cool collabs, right? We try to create things for brands, opportunities for us too to expand,
Right.
and connect everybody through. This is how we connect as a culture and as a business, and
How we grow.
Yeah, how we grow. So like just even doing this, and we were very blessed with who Nothing But Fire doing the collab in Cali, and we even did the drop with the Royal Blunts and Mrs. Scoops in the glass containers. We had these too, and
That was dope.
yeah, when brands show love like that, and we had like I said, all the fundraising opportunities with the helicopter ball drop, with the ball launcher, with the Beat the Pro, and so we got those games. We try to keep it very entertaining for our golfers and a good time. But then, especially here in Ohio, we'll have the speakers, right? So from the bed tender aspect and the professional or the curious, it's like there's going to be people to learn from. There'll be legislators, leaders, influencers, like these company VPs, the owners. Like that's who we bring to speak to learn from, the ones who know. And then we'll have entertainment, right? Like in the clubhouse, we'll have. We usually have a VIP area, which we'll have this time on the second level.
Yep.
With DJ, access there with chef. We have Almush Boosh, like chef treats, and we did last year. It was amazing. Shout out to Patrick and him helping to put together a non-cannabis but terpene inspired and menu that matched up with local cannabis terpene profiles.
What?
And that's how he did it, and then was all local farmers market sourced. He put that all together on his own through the idea of I just wanted something that helps kind of make the VIP special and connect the neuro side with everything.
Damn,
so
that's pretty fire.
Yeah, it was so cool. He did that. Really, just took the bull by the horns there and created a lot of something memorable there. And so we try to do things like that, right? And we, like I said, we had the artist painting at the Vegas one. We had an artist painting in the VIP.
Right, live painting.
Yeah, live painting was so dope. And then she did painting on Kate Spade purses, one of one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like on dope purses.
Oh, that's
it was really cool.
One of one.
And then we had like a wellness area on the other side with massages and essential oils and like all of that. And then outside we had our brands, DJ, Dr. Dabber, and City Trees did a little dab bar. It was a scene, right? And then the golfers played. Cali, I just kind of described, just wild out, over the top.
Yeah, the wild.
And then Ohio really back to that messaging and education and bringing some of that, right? Like we'll have the activations on the course, we'll have the DJ, like we'll have the awesome setup with the VIP and what kind of like what Patrick brought last year and that kind of vibe. And everybody, this all started from the Ohio one, right? So like that's what created the whole movement. It was wild. Like it was last year was wild. And
that's awesome.
So yeah, we'll have all of that and for new people though, and ones that we want to expand it and bring more in,
right? Especially
on the networking and the education side with the speakers.
Correct.
So we're gonna have that separated. Last year we had it all together.
Yeah.
So the speakers, you could still hear them, but they were in the same room, which created its own vibe, but it created its own problems at the same time, and noise essentially, acoustics.
Yeah.
And I think we even had mic issues. I mean, it's one of those events where it's just like
it
was still so lit. And then we had out that. Remember at the end we had the happy hour. With espresso martinis and the Blossom Bar. Shout out Dr. Bridget and Blossom Bar. Did their thing, and we had the speakers and the robot. We had the joint rolling robot, and we had the text panel. I mean, this part last year was crazy. And we had the tech panel at the end with like 7 tech experts, and then we had the live band and the dinner after that. So like it was crazy. That was after the whole day of golf and everything. And so this time we'll have it a little bit more separated between the clubhouse and the outside. You want to take a break for a second?
Get pardon the interruption.
Yeah.
My bad.
All good.
Yeah, my bad about that. But nah.
No, so that was just last year's Ohio. So we'll do more education in this. This has a ballroom separate from everything else. So we had that on top of each other last year.
Yeah.
But it'll be completely separate. A lot of cool things coming up too. I've got some cool brands coming on board that got fun games and activations. Looking at contests to win trips, out of state.
Hell yeah.
Win some cool stuff.
Maybe win a trip to a classic out of state.
Exactly.
And do it right.
Win some trips to a classic. We'll probably do the $1 million shot. I haven't even talked about that.
Oh,
we did the $1 million contest. So in Vegas we did it, but in Cali, it came down to 3 teams.
Really?
For the we're tied at the end.
Yeah.
So what happened was we already were doing the $1 million shot, where the top 3 closest to the pin on that hole got a chance at one more shot on that par 3.
Right.
If they make it, they get $1 million.
Yeah.
Right there, bam. It's like 40-year annuity.
Right.
So we had all that set up, but it came down to a 3-way tie. So we had all that going on at the same time. It was wild.
Damn.
So 3 teams each picked one guy to shoot, and then we did the $1 million shot. It was cool. Right after the helicopter ball drop. So we'll bring that kind of aspect again. We'll do those contests. We'll have we'll have the brand activations. We'll have the trip to give away. We'll have just a lot of stuff that's gonna be fun.
So now the $1 million shot, you gotta it's gotta be a hole in one.
Yep. You get one shot. You gotta qualify the people. So I gotta get down to 3 or 5, and then those 3 get a shot on a par 3, and if they make it that one shot, we got to measure it, and you got to have witnesses and all this. Right. But somebody made a hole in one at the Cali, not the $1 million shot, but they made a hole in one.
Damn, that's
yeah. Somebody made a hole in one on number 4, I think it was. I didn't. I run these things, so I'm running around like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not like playing in it, so I didn't hear about it until I remember it was literally dark out. Right. And this guy's like, "What happens to my hole in one?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And it was like, "Oh, this dude who won a hole in one." There were all these witnesses. So, so he won like a trip to Hawaii, I think.
Damn.
Through another thing we had with the club.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, see, yeah, pays to have skills. And
gets
or
lucky.
Just to even play, just for trying.
We'll encourage brands to do what we can to make it a great experience for the golfers, but then also around the clubhouse and outside, we'll have a lot more too.
It's just it's an opportunity to meet and just network with other folks that you might not always be to cross paths with if you work in the industry. Sometimes we all lead busy lives, so this is an opportunity to kind of combine all of those worlds, it seems like.
Exactly, that's the idea, and it's make it a big event in Central Ohio, and really trying to bring it everybody out this year, and that's the idea of the Classic, right? And it all started here, and we want to do it right in Ohio and take all these cool things that we hadn't done. We didn't do any of that last year, and it was still, it was so good that I thought, I got to go try to do this in Vegas.
Right.
And it was so good, I was like, I got to try to do this in Cali. And it's like, we're going to do it big in Ohio again. It's just, we started it here and all the support.
Right.
And it's taken off since then in a lot of good ways, and I think we've learned a lot we can do to help grow this market, hopefully, and bring more support and brands and bring more awareness and, bring more people in that normalization for a good cause and for the industry and all of that. There's a lot of goals here we're trying to accomplish.
And don't be afraid. Your golfing skills can be none to pros level.
Literally. We get guys out there that shoot. There's 20. We had 3 teams try to 20 under. I mean, they're very serious golf guys out there. And there's games involved, obviously, you get there and stuff. But they take it serious. They're industry guru, diehards, but they love their golf. And then there's
all passion levels are.
And then there's tons that are just never even swung hardly. Some people get a foursome too. I've had companies get it and then add 2 players, and they're like, I don't want them to golf, but I don't have so many golf carts. Yeah. So they'll be like, all right, I want those so they can go around. I'm like, all right, I can chart you and do it a certain way. Maybe they're not a player. Because that's the other thing is, we're blessed that we've run into multiple times. There's no more carts. I can't get you a cart. I cannot get you to play. There is none left. I promise you. That's what we ran into at Monarch. We ordered 12 extra carts and 6-seaters and 4-seaters. We still had people I only ran into very few problems, and one was can you ask your guests not to be having 6 people on a 2-seater cart? And I'm like, well, I told you to give them carts. They're like, well, we could have paid for more too, obviously, but they were very you sure you need that many? And it's like, dude, I'm telling you.
See, they kind of question you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is gonna be lit. It's gonna be.
Believe in me.
Trust me. Ohio was crazy. It was we had parking on the hills and check-in. That was the first time I ever did it. It was wild. It was this is wild.
that's how you like. That's exactly how you again, you create something and you stick to it and you just you remain with it and persistent. Like it sounds like this is like something that and obviously like there's other people doing it in their own ways, but it's like you had your own way, your own vision, and you've held on to it to continue fighting to make it like come to life. So,
yeah, thanks, man.
So
yeah.
kudos to that, and kudos to anybody out there that dream chase and make it that make their dreams realities, because it is possible and it can be done, but it takes a lot of hard work.
Doesn't just happen.
It don't happen overnight either. There's no microwave blessings or Instagram businesses. I mean, obviously you can
pop off.
You can create a business overnight, but you're lucky if you blow up overnight. But
and let alone sustain it.
Yeah, and sustain it as
create
well.
something out.
Because to be honest, a lot of the growing pains is the learning lessons to be able to sustain later on or overall, because it's a marathon.
Yeah, no losses, just lessons.
Yeah, so
right.
I appreciate you again, brother, for your time and this great conversation. I genuinely hope that people take the time to listen and watch and follow, subscribe.
Yep.
Let them know where they can find you at or how to contact one more time.
The Ohio Classic, especially the Ohio Classic. Instagram, not Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, I think too, or THC_doctor. That's been me for a number of years. Shout out Fat Nugs magazine.
Hey, shout out to them too.
Yeah, Dustin and them, big supporters, and did the comic with them one time. That was a blessing.
Nice.
Too, yeah.
I gotta do something with them too again. I've never I just met them, but definitely gotta make sure to do some type of collab.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah.
Great publication, giving people a voice. Back to that.
Exactly. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and it's hard to find that, and that's back to what you could fix with the industry. I think it's hard to find what I would fix. Isn't necessarily what I would fix. I would create more of is that connection and genuinely what people trying to do what they think's right for the movement for the right reasons. Mm-hmm. That's hard to find, and we all have to eat somehow. Right. And that's a huge part of the struggle in this industry. It's it's like if you eat well, you eat real well, and but right. If you don't, you don't. And,
agreed.
And that's what I would fix too, as much as I could, and
agreed.
And so when you come across people trying to do it for the right reasons and trying to hustle to feed themselves,
exactly.
You know what I mean? That's
right.
that's the cannabis American dream, at least. Right. It's that's what we're all on the same journey there. It's this is nobody in these boats are killing it like that.
Nah.
I would what I would change is more people like that trying to see that vision to life and success for us and them.
Well said,
right?
brother. Yeah, because it takes us all, but it takes even the visionaries or the movers and shakers to be able to be supported and be able to be able to live to even create.
Yep.
Because sometimes if you can't be in the creative mode or thinking or what do you call it, just
breathing,
space.
Just having the bills paid, having the lights on.
That's not easy either.
Even just being there,
especially in this economy.
In this industry, but where they're just nope, fuck you, go away.
Everybody think too, you working in cannabis, you got money, blah blah blah. It's no, it's not even like that.
No.
Didn't I say earlier the taxes and on top of it, it's complex in so many ways because there's different levels.